Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Get Together. Today's episode is a rather bittersweet show. It's a tribute show to Grace Pratty, one of the members of The Get Together who you don't see today. She passed away as a result of an auto accident last week, and today's show is a tribute to her. What we will be doing is reading much of her poetry from her self-published book, Inspiration. And with us we have Ruben at the end, Valerie, Dave, who you all know, our leader, myself, Andrea, and Mike. And let's get started right away with Ruben reading the first poem.
First poem is titled Upward. I walk in the path of forwardness and leave all the darkest behind me. I lift my head up and see the beauty beyond me. I clothe myself of wrath and comfort. I discard the clothing of bitter and hardship. I lift my body, mind, and soul. I never look back and look upon the past of a lesson. My upward outlook will make me successful and prosperous.
Now Valerie will read her poem.
Sun. Keep the sun above your head. Keep the sun and let it keep you warm. Let its brightness shine and flow about you. Let it bring you joy. Let it brighten your sight. Let it flow and flow till you feel a contentment within you. Let the sun guide you till its road is soft and calm. Hold your head above the ground. Let the sky show only clear blue with its clear white clouds.
Dave?
Grace's poem is called My Life. My life is of my own, and no one will ever control it. I live a freedom life, and my only holder is my maker. For no one confines me. I sooner or later free myself. I love life and its purpose and its meaning to me. There's life within me. No, I can't be chained though. I live for my freedom. It keeps me going full and strong. I love to wander, explore, and relive. My talents, my experience, well, we'll think of some of these. Some are worth it, and some I'd rather forget. But life as it is all in my freedom and knowledge that goes with it. Live today, tomorrow, eternity, if I wish, but my life has to have a meaning. Without it, it doesn't exist.
My poem is entitled Mother. I had discussed this poem with Grace several times, and what she told me about this poem is that some people mentioned to her that these words should be set to music. Perhaps one day they will be. Mother. Mother, you're one of a kind. Mother, you always do the most nicest things. Mother, you bear the heavy cross. Mother, your patience shows through. Mother, when you're down, you never cry. Mother, you're loved for you're most loving. Mother, you're one of a kind. When your child causes you pain, you endure it. When they bring you joy, your happy smile shows through. Mother only knows what pain and joy a child brings through the years. Michael.
Thank you. My poem is entitled Morning and Evening. Some morning I've awakened, look upon the window and look to what God has given us. And bless our Lord for his kindness towards our needs. When the evening comes, I lay myself in bed and thank the Lord for our daily needs.
Okay, thank you all. Now we will begin our second round of reading the poems. And in this round, we're going to do something a little different. Before each one of us reads the poem, we will share a brief memory of Grace. This time, we will be going around the table, but we will start with Michael.
Thank you. Grace was a very interesting person, to say the least. Her energy and her inquisitiveness, her desire to know things was indescribable. I give a class myself, and she would always have a question for me during the class. Most people would sit and listen to what I said or the presentation, but Grace always wanted to know something else, what was going on. And she asked a question, and I would be more than happy to answer her. And her questions were always very unique and very, very interesting in themselves. And she was really a one-of-a-kind person. The poem is called Shall Not Want. I shall not want, for God will provide. I know if he fails me, then he could take my life. If I hurt and feel pain in my heart and soul, he could ease that pain. If he fails me, then he could take my life. I know if I'm confused and worried and he don't respond, then he doesn't care for me. But knowing God like I do, he'll never let me down.
Okay, my memory of Grace centers on just working with her. I came to appreciate her very pragmatic style and her quiet, low-key sense of humor. And Grace was always a steady hand that you could count on. When we would go places, when we'd be here at the get-together, Grace was someone, her word was always kept. And she will surely be missed. My poem is entitled, Count My Blessings. Let me count my blessing, each morning and night. Let me count the stars above and call them by their names. Let me count the shape of moon and sun. Let me count the many assorted flowers we have. Let me count the growing trees. Let me count all life's sea creatures. Let me count the earlier and later ground animals. Let me count the many races and religions too. There is no end to the count of our blessings. Dave.
Thank you. You know, Grace kept me on my toes. I have a tendency to, at this stage of my life, forget a few things. Not a lot of things, but a few things. And some of them were relevant to the courses that we were taking, the work that we were doing. And she would let me know either by email or she'd call up, which was fine, because by calling me, it would really give me a sense, gee, she's right, I got to do that. I got to make sure I'm prepared. So that was very supportive of me, and I needed that. And I'm very, was very thankful for that. This poem is called Love of Nature. God loves us all. He gives us life. He gives us love. He gives us nature. The beauty is within us all. If we give love, we receive love. If we care for the nature he gives, nature will care for us. Love thy flowers and our grass, trees, etc. Love thy people and thy animals too. For love of nature is all, the love of God.
Valerie.
Hi, I'm Valerie. I met Grace in a ukulele class. And I remember when I first walked in there, she was very welcoming to me and offered to help me with some of the lyrics. Even when I didn't come in with sheet music, she would let me share hers. She was just a very kind and wonderful woman. And reading her poetry, just listening to it, I can feel the spirituality of what kind of a person she truly was. So I thank myself for having Grace in my life. Thank you. Heaven. The beauty and soul satisfying needs are in heaven. The mysteries of the above are open to God's people. Heaven is so unique. Heaven is the power. Heaven holds all of our needs. Our thoughts and breathing, our happiness and luck, per se. Our replies are unlimited in heaven. Heaven's in our way. Out of here, heaven brightens our minds. Heaven restores our body's health. Heaven is the way.
Reuben.
So I knew Grace primarily through the TV class here, and one of the things that I noticed about Grace is that she tended to be a little bit on the serious side. So when I would speak to her, I would try to make things a little livelier, joke with her. I remember on those occasions, which was pretty much all the time, she used to wear her mask to the classes, and I would have to remind her to take her mask off before she would sit down and shoot something. We would shoot something here in the studio. Since her passing, one of the things that I noticed going through my mind is that I constantly hear her voice. Whenever she would see me, she'd say, from a distance, she would yell, "Oh, here comes Reuben," or, "Oh, there's Reuben, I need to ask him something." And there's a whole bunch of things going through my head that, she used to yell out at me. And it's going to be hard to get rid of that voice. Universe. The universe catches my eye. It holds its place for those who care to know what lives above its planetary surface. Beyond all that is no secret to some, for to describe it in detail cannot be. Its beauty is of great magnificence. I find myself among the stars, and when I glance at their side, they greet me at their best. From star to star, and leave for their planets of beyond. And as I pass each one of them, I give a name of memory. To one and each, like to say, the moon is its light of guidance. The sun is its brighter and its awareness. The stars are its beauty and its inquiry. The planets are its curiosity, and minds are left at blank. So look above sometimes and imagine all of this.
Now we will take a brief break for these messages. Hello.
This is Agent McMurphy from the Internal Revenue Service, and I'm calling to inform you that you have a federal arrest warrant for not paying your taxes. There are 2 agents sitting in a car outside your house at this moment. Please press 1 on your keypad to be connected to my desk so we can clear up this matter.
Hang up on any call that you believe is coming in as a computerized or robocall. IRS employees will never demand money or threaten you over the phone. They may call to set up appointments or discuss audits, but only after they notify you by mail.
We said we'd never break the 3-second rule. We'd never make a separate dinner. And never do that. We'd never let them sleep in our room. And never become a minivan mom.
Hey, Chris. Okay, well, I'm not at my desk right now.
As parents, we say never a lot, but never happens. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Welcome back. Now we're going to do another 2 rounds of poems about Grace. This time we're going to start off with Mike, and we will go through the 2 rounds.
Thank you again. This poem is entitled Once in a While. Once in a while, I find life tranquil. Once in a while, I need to be away. Once in a while, the outer world I can do without. Once in a while, it's pleasant to surround myself in all of earth's givings.
My poem is entitled Books. Books, books, books. What am I going to do with all of these books? There are no shelves to place them on. The boxes are getting full. Pretty soon my room will be so full to sleep in. But let no one take away my books, for they are my life. My greatest inspiration comes from my precious books. There, the print is so fine, one can enjoy reading without any strain. The covers are designed with such beauty, no one can miss.
This poem is called Growing Mind. The mind is growing. Its needs are forever showing. The ideas we have, the thoughts that occur, the manner we have, the appearance exposed shows our forever growing mind.
Alone. I stand alone, and yet not alone. For when I look up at the sky, I see far beyond, and know that if I need, I can call on my God, and He will always be there. For many others may desert, but God will never desert.
The universe. There are many questions in our minds. The answers lie from the universe. So let's look above. Look high, for the answers are there. Never look down and see the negative, but rise up high and see the good up in the sky, up in the sky. The key lies up, and we must rise. The key lies up, and we must rise.
Okay, Reuben, you can begin our last round of poems.
Reality freedom. To be at your mercy I would not know, for I live as free as I wish, and no other holds me. So be shame on the one that binds the other, for life is free as permitted. Grace, I just want you to know that you'll always be in my mind and in my heart, and may your memory be for a blessing.
Forest. In the bright of morning, the forest seems so pleasant. The road is empty, the sounds of birds so beautiful, the wilderness animals wandering all about. But most of all, the forest has its secrets. To know is to explore. And Grace, you're never going to be forgotten. We sat in a class this week with your chair and your stand, and we paid tribute to you. You will always be in our hearts and will always be in that class. Thank you for being part of my life.
This is called Diminish. Sorrow has beset me on present situation. I cannot withstand this particular situation. My number seems to diminish. My patience is less than nothing. My struggle has effects. My mind keeps hanging there. My spirit exists at the time. My body just wanders. I cannot take the suffering, for my time has come to its end. If I don't have a change for the better, at the present time, I too will be diminished. I found her, Grace was just a very upbeat, exciting person. She always wanted to learn something. She wanted to, as I said, she wanted to make sure everybody knew their part, and she kept up with a lot of the stuff that we thought we knew or kept up with, but if we didn't, she was right there to let us know. And I hope she rests in peace.
This poem is entitled Cookie Johanna. May the path to higher center open up your third eye. May you see beyond the so-called earth. May tranquility always have the upper hand in your life. May your doubts disappear. May you be guided beyond and wise. May the shadow of darkness leave you forever. May you walk in the garden of paradise. May the light of God shine upon you eternally. Grace was much loved and will be missed. I always felt her steadying, calming presence, and she was a comfort to be around. May we all say a prayer and have pleasant memories of Grace.
My poem is called Morning and Evening. Some mornings I've awoken, look upon the window, and look to what God has given us, and bless our Lord for his kindness towards our needs. When the evening comes, I lay myself in bed and thank the Lord for all of our daily needs. Grace, you are a unique person and a unique to all of us. And I assure you we will all meet again someday, and we will all laugh and sing and play music together and enjoy each other's company again. Thank you.
Hope you've all enjoyed and been inspired by our tribute to Grace. And thank you for joining us for today's episode of The Get Together.
Hi, my name is Joe Pratti, and my wife was Grace Pratti. First thing I'd like to do is to thank very much my supportive The Get Together group for the marvelous, awesome tribute that they paid to my wife. They are very supportive, warm, loving people, and I'll never be able to thank them enough. Secondly, there's only two women in my life that ever called me Joseph. My mom, when I was in trouble, and Grace, whether I was in trouble or not. She just used to say, Joseph, Joseph, Joseph. So my wife and I, we played musical instruments up at the JCC senior group, and we played ukuleles and we played guitars. My wife was in love with the color purple. So as you see here, this was her purple ukulele. And she also loved lavender. You know, she was an unusual woman, and she has a lavender guitar, which I'm going to play and sing a tribute song. But what I want to tell you about this song, in the 1970s, there was a man by the name of Harry Chapin, and all his songs told stories like Taxi, Cats in a Cradle, and he did this particular song that I like, and the name of the song is Circle. Now, I want to explain, I'd like everybody out there to vision what a circle is. Circle. It has no beginning, and it has no end. So just because your eyes are closed, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end. And this is something that Grace and I believed in. I believe that she's still in her circle, but just on a different realm. We're probably more spiritual than religious, but somewhere in that middle is the truth. And I think that someday, like it says, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open to you. I think that's someday we'll find. So I like to do this song now, and I'm going to do it with my wife's lavender guitar. Bear with me. And here's the song, Circle. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy playing it. let the circle be unbroken. I'd just like to thank Community Media TV for all their help and assistance and support, and mostly my group, the get-together. Want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. And to all of you out there, be well, God bless, and hope to see you again. Thank you.